and welcome to the Glacially musical podcast. It is beer, metal, swearing, and a little bit of vinyl. Of course, I am Nik Cameron of Glacially Musical, joined by my good friend, Keefy Clandestine Mission Chakas. How we doing today, buddy?
If you or any of your IM force are caught, captured, or killed, the Secretary of State will disavow any knowledge of this podcast.
Was that a Mission Impossible
It
reference?
absolutely was a
Oh,
mission.
please
I
don't
love
do that.
that show. I love the
show.
Yeah,
Never
I
mind.
mean, like
No,
Tom
here at the
Cruise-
Glacially Musical Podcast,
Yeah,
we
no.
recognize Mission Impossible, the television show from the 60s.
Yeah, of course, fantastic.
And we recognize
Martin
Simon Pegg, but nothing else.
Landau. I mean, Ving Rhames is pretty great.
Oh, he's in it? Oh, I recognize him, too. I haven't actually watched any of
He's
them.
in it. Well, then don't. I mean, like they're good movies. I didn't need 8 of them or 9 of them. They're good. The first few are fantastic. There's a couple in the middle. The one
Do
with,
not tell me to speak without knowing.
The
Do
one
not
with-
speak without
the
knowing.
one
That's what I do.
Superman, The one with Superman there was phenomenal, and probably the best one of all of them.
Which
There's also a
Superman?
really-
Nick Cage?
No, my hand, not that one. Moonstruck Superman. Henry. The Passion of
Moonstruck's
the
a
Christ
great
guy.
movie. I don't care what anybody says. I
The
love that
Passion of
movie.
the Christ guy.
Wait,
The Calvarine.
Nick Cage was in Passion of the Christ?
Henry Cavill. Jesus. I'm thirsty. Hurry up. Beer
Sorry.
check.
Okay, fine. My beer check of the week is my alter ego, or my ego, or my id, the Founders Brewing Dirty Bastard. It is a 8.5% Scotch ale. Pouring it into my Excalibur Stein, which I did not get when I stayed at the Excalibur a couple of months ago. I got it at Goodwill a couple of weeks ago.
Sipping without cheersing. I love it.
I didn't want to spill.
I know. I'm in some pain. I headbanged too hard during karaoke. I'm an old guy. I should remember if I'm trying to do Rusty Cage at like 1 a.m. at karaoke, which I had them pitch a whole step down for me so I could actually hit the notes.
Next time, do the Johnny Cash version.
Do the Johnny Cash version. Well, I did Hurt. I did the regular version of Hurt also. So not the Johnny Cash thing. But anyway, we're going to drink some Metallica blackened whiskey because I still have some from the 2 bottles they sent me. Thank
They
you.
say 2 bottles, like whole bottles?
Yeah, 2 these.
Like fifths?
These guys, 2 bottles. This is 375 milliliters. I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
only 1 bottle. That's a tenth.
But I said 2 of these, and I'm
Yeah, 2
mostly
is
through the
1/5.
second one, and then I bought the one that I have autographed by Lars that I don't think I'm going to open. But anyway, I'm going to drink it in accordance to their master distiller Rob Dietrich, who I interviewed for Ghost Cult, in a glass supposed to be almost out of my ices melted by the time we got to do this. 1 little finger of water and some whiskey pour. Finger fudge pour for no reason because it's whiskey and it doesn't need it. That's a very adult pour. I don't need nearly any.
Let
of
me
this.
see. Let me see. Let me see.
This is way too
Oh God!
I'm not gonna be able to drink all this. And I'm not
Cheers,
kind
my
of,
friend.
I haven't eaten or slept, but it's fine. Cheers. Oh, Mother Glory. Only
So, of
grains
course.
for me, the doctor said.
Pure grain alcohol, fluoridation of the water. I don't remember any other lines from that movie. Unfortunately, that movie's becoming real. Heyo! Moving on. Vinyl check. Sorry, I'm discombobulated. Discombobulatoriumed. These records that I'm about to pull out were purchased at Planet Score Records, which is my daughter's favorite record store, and which is a great record store because it's just the right size. It's not so big. It's big enough that they always have new stuff, and it's small enough that you could probably actually put your hands on every record in the store each time you go in, with only being in there for an hour. These were purchased out of the bargain bin because when you have 1,500 of these damn things, it gets harder and harder to find them in the wild, and I really only get joy out of finding them in the wild. But why I bought this, I have no clue. Really no clue. Bachman Turner Overdrive. I don't even know the name of this thing. Oh, self-titled. Self-titled. Got a cool gatefold. Just regular. You know, got the classic. Good Canadian classic rock band. I got this for like $2, like literally $2. It does not have Taking Care of Business, in case you're wondering. So it doesn't even have the good one. But kind of, looking more into what they call the Keishi Classics here. And Bachman Turner Overdrive that is not Taking Care of Business definitely qualifies. The other album I got this week, I got for $3. Joe Walsh. So what? If you look closely, you can see this was a cutout. This is from back in the day when the cutouts were serious and they clipped his wings. He is like a doggy.
Can you just explain?
Been tagged.
We've barely ever talked about this on the time I've been on the show. Can you discuss what that is?
Yeah, sure. Cutouts even went into the CD era. It's no longer a thing because they don't press like they used to. But basically, a store would say, send me 400 copies of your Joe Walsh So What? And they would only pay for the ones they sold. And after a certain time, they would do a cutout. So in this one, they clip the corner. In some, they just do a little notch. And there are several different ways of doing a cutout. And then they would send those back to the record label. And the record label would then turn around and repackage them. By repackage, I mean just put them in a new box, send them back to other record stores, sell them at cost to manufacture, and then not pay the band royalties and not count them in record sales. However, if you do the math, the record label has already made money and continued to make money even selling them at cost. Because they made such a big profit to begin with, they had already sold off their investment in the band to begin with. So, really, it's just another way record labels screw the bands. And that is my vinyl check for the week.
Understood. I used to get the CDs with the drill holes in them.
Mine, the ones I would get have like I got Merciful Fate in the Shadows on a cutout at Streetside Records. I got it for $5 when CDs there were like $14.
Yeah, they either had like literally a hole punch size drill bore through the whole spine of the CD case. Or sometimes it was looked like somebody took a knife and sawed it perpendicular.
Yeah, that's what I always saw. Yep. And the other way they did the cutouts on records was hole punch.
How were they done on cassettes, if at all?
I assume it would be a cut in the middle. Like if you think about a cassette like this, like a rectangle, you would cut it between the two reels.
You don't.
Right. But if you miss, you screw it up.
Fuck the whole tape up. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I assume they did cut it out somehow.
Yeah, fascinating. I am going to do a 3 for today and for the rest of the year because I am almost ready to start checking 2024 records as we move into 2025. I am fucking ridiculous. In
case you're wondering how many records the two of us buy, I got these in the summer.
I'm going to say that I bought a lot of records. I bought a lot of records last year. I was gifted a lot of records last year. I got multiple record labels dump a carton of records on me, whether I wanted them or not. I've checked all those. So I bought a lot of stuff on both record store days. I went to a pop-up shops and bought shit. I went to vinyl flea markets. Last year, I worked the entire 12 months. I aggressively bought a lot of stuff. This year, not so much. Health poor, work spotty, and I didn't buy much. But it seems like I bought a lot of reissues, which we're going to talk about. People will see us on our the Ghost Cult Mag vinyl reissue issue as Nick episode, as Nick helped me out with that. I'll be wearing the same clothes as now, as will Nick. But my 3 for today, one is very newsworthy, but this one is really cool. This is Arrival of Autumn, Kingdom Undone. This is a band on Nuclear Blast Records, sort of progressive metal, modern metal, a cross between, maybe like a little bit of a Job for a Cowboy and a little bit of a Lamb of God. They also have a fantastic cover of Bark at the Moon that's not on this record, but I bought this from them at their show in San Jose, not too far from here, and it came on this gorgeous OMG that came in the mylar inside the paper. I never throw these away. I keep these. Nice job, guys. It was $30 at the show, but I want, they're my friends also, so I want you asked Don and I last week about what records we have by friends of ours, and these guys I would consider a band that I like, but also my friends. And look at this fancy Halloween swirl vinyl.
That looks like saltwater taffy after you threw it up.
But wait, look at the backside. Inverse.
Oh.
Flip it, put that thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
I have one like
I know
that,
Missy Elliott has one too.
Throssenblatt. One of the Throssenblatt records I have.
Oh, Throssenblatt, good band. New Mortal Bird put a record out this year, speaking of Throssenblatt. And then, very newsworthy and timely for this vinyl check, it just happened to be a late 2023 purchase. I have both Magnetic Eye Redux Series Soundgarden records, both Super Unknown Redux, the entire album, and Soundgarden hits. Look at this incredible packaging. This is literally, I don't know if you can see this. You know, they do these fabulous packaging things. And an inner sleeve that's got the design on it. And this window on the front and the back. The back has all the songs in order of the album. I think
that is much better packaging than the two I have.
Yeah, technically, I think this is the Soundgarden Redux Greatest Hits. And then there's... And let's look at one of the vinyls. That's Super Unknown. The other one is Super Unknown, the whole album. So let's look at... Let's look at... We'll take one out of each, right? These are both... I think they're both double vinyls because Magnetic Eye fucking rules. This looks like urine. I'm not sure. Like mellow yellow.
Unattractive.
Well, it's unique. I'll say that. And then what my mom used to say, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. My father passed away 37 years ago today. That sucks.
I saw that. That's got to be appealing.
Brain broken. And then my mom is 27 and my brother is 21. And then my other brother, I don't care about him. But the other one for Super Unknown Redux is this nifty Schneef White. Bolivian marching powder white. So very, very interesting and contrasting styles of vinyl presses. They sound great. I've listened to these. I love them. We're going to do a 3-4 every week the next 2 or 3 weeks. So, and then I'm going to be into 2024, and I don't have that many records. So I suspect I'll get through all of 2024. If I do 2 a week in 2025, I'll get through all of it by summer, and then whatever new shit I pick up, I'll be able to check in almost real time. So that's better. It's good. I'm catching up.
My news check this week is I saw Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim. I will say to you what I said to Lawyer Wife when the credits finally rolled on that thing. I will never watch this ever again for even a minute.
Oh no. Why?
This was probably one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Oh no.
If they didn't like Lord of the Rings it up, like, oh look, here's some orcs looking for rings that have nothing to do with this. Oh look, they're the Rohirrim. It's the horsey guys. Oh look, it's Helm's Hammerhand taking his friends to the Hornblagger or whatever the place was called that they rename Helm's Deep, of course. You would never know it was a Lord of the Rings movie. It was just like the typical, oh, I want to be your husband and be the king. No, I don't want that. Okay, I'm now going to have to wage war on you for 20 years to show you why you were wrong. And it was just terrible. I mean, it could have been an email. The whole thing could have been an email. But and it was 2.5 hours. And it was a cartoon. It wasn't live action. But they never could decide on an animation style. So, like, sometimes it was claymation. Sometimes, most of the time, it was anime. There was a little bit of live action.
I was gonna ask about the anime style because it looked like some Japanime that I might have liked, but not if you're describing it the way you are.
It was computer generated. It was computer generated anime, and it was done by a Japanese fella. I don't know if the Japanese fella is American or if he's a Japanese fella. His last name was like Shibuya or something. I mean, it was a very Japanese name. Okay. It wasn't as good as like when Studio Ghibli does anime on computers. Because when they do anime on computers, it looks like hand-drawn anime. And it's
what? Some of the best animation I have seen in years was the Marvel What If series on Disney Plus, which apparently the new season is out.
Then you know what? You might like Rohirrim. I
Okay.
hated that. I hated that
Did you?
animation.
Oh no.
I like my animation to be old school. I don't. I don't want it to be too clean. I want it to look hand drawn. I just grew up on so many cartoons, except for Futurama. That's okay. And Disenchanted. I finally started watching Disenchanted, and I'm loving the crap out of
Oh,
that.
Disenchanted's great. Tia Beanie! I love the father. It's so crazy. I love Lucy, the demon. It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's so insane. It's like Matt Groening unchecked, right? Like literally unfiltered Matt Groening. Like I wish Simpsons it would be just one episode, like this dirty, filthy, and horrible.
I don't think he's had anything to do with The Simpsons in like
A
20
long
years.
time. Yeah, well, I mean, he's still got his name on it, so I think he's, maybe an overarching.
I think he's. I think he does like a thumbprint on it. Oh, episode. Okay. How much am I getting paid? Yeah, that's good. Approved. And that's my only news check this week.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, again, apropos of my my vinyl check, Soundgarden is back from the dead. And the question is, are they going to stay back? They played a charity show for a half an hour set at a charity show in Seattle over the weekend. They played 5 songs with a local singer who is more of like, she has a R&B post-grunge band. So she is not sound like Chris Cornell. She could not sound like Chris Cornell. She sang the songs her way, similar to Zakk Wylde playing Pantera songs his way. I thought they played great. They seemed to be having fun. Ben looked a little bit off up there because I don't know how much he's doing. Obviously, Matt Cameron is in Pearl Jam, and he's busy all the time, that guy. But it was nice to hear the songs. They only did one legitimate hit song, which was Outshined. They did an MC5 cover with Duff McKagan also. And also basically deep cuts other than that. Flower, Beyond the Wheel, Hunted Down, Kickstand. Not songs people would literally rattle off the top of their head as Soundgarden jams. But great songs. They played great. I think she was nervous, but played well. I think the crowd was indifferent to her. So at a certain point, she started kind of berating them a little bit or just kind of giving them shit. Like, she was very confident, which you have to be, right, to get up there and jam with those guys. But I think Chris would have loved it. They specifically picked somebody that wasn't like look and sound like Chris.
Well, when you do that, when you replace a deceased singer, you have to go one of two ways. You got a carbon copy, or you got to go another route. Like Alice in Chains, God love them, they went carbon copy.
I don't agree,
And
but okay.
it sounds carbon copy to me.
When he's doing the Lane material, he sounds like Lane. Yes,
I thought
but on his own stuff,
I thought the devil put the dinosaurs here was very, very laney.
I
That's
don't
the only
think
one
so.
I've heard.
I
Okay,
disagree.
yeah.
And
Then
they're
you
my
have
second favorite band.
Okay, that's great. Then you have Motley Crue. Then you have AC/DC where they replaced Bond with Brian Johnson.
Somebody they liked.
Yeah,
Not
very
a question
different.
of whether he could even do the other songs. They just liked
Right,
him.
exactly.
They liked him the most, and they got.
But you have to go somebody in line or somebody out of line.
Well, they picked
There's
someone
no,
out of line. They didn't do an
there's no
STP.
middle ground.
I would say that Jeff Gutt was purposefully picked because he sounds like Weiland and he looks like Weiland.
There's nothing wrong with either choice.
No, nothing wrong with either choice. 2 other minor quick news things. Metallica had their Helping Hands charity concert this week. A lot of Christmas charity concerts. Would you like to quickly go over the set list of the
Sure, I will give a
charity?
thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah, well,
Actually, I'm going to go yes, no. No. I'm going to go I'd like to hear that or no.
I didn't have it ready, but I'm gonna have it in a second. My bad.
So, yeah, because I did listen to the first Helping Hands, the one they released a couple of years ago.
Right.
And frankly, not all of it was very good.
So they always follow the same format for the Helping Hands. It's in the YouTube Theater in Inglewood. I've been there to see Devo. It's the equivalent of the theater at Madison Square Garden. So it's maybe
That's
like
where Jules is from, I think.
3,000 to 5,000. Okay, 3,000 to 5,000.
Vincent Vega's friend?
Which Jules? Oh, my man from Inglewood. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's many. I didn't. So many directions.
There's only one Jules from Inglewood that I'm aware of.
My adult movie collection might include someone who also is from Inglewood. That's a Jules. But anyway, so they do an acoustic set. They do an electric set. They have a whiskey drink. They have a lager drink. They open with Low Man's Lyric.
Now, was this a song that reminded him of the good times or the bad times?
Probably the bad times. This has not been played live since September 13th, 1998.
Yeah, it did not make it out of the tour.
Yeah,
A great song.
I'm
Love
not-
that song.
You love that song. I understand why James loves this song. I'm not a huge fan. It doesn't belong on a Metallica record. And they have
You just described half of Loaded.
yeah, they
Reload.
have Avi Vinacore, who's their like mandolin extra guitar player guy, and Henry Salvia, who's on the piano. They had a piano player for the first time ever as a regular feature in this thing. Number 2, Helpless by Diamond Head. Avi Vinacore on guitar also. First performance since April 7, 2018. First acoustic performance since they were doing the acoustic encores in the Escape the Summer or whatever thing 1998 tour that I saw and walked out.
Reload. That was the Reload tour. I saw that tour.
Horrible.
Yeah, I hated the
No one
acoustic
asked for
part.
these.
It's like, no, nobody asked for
But
that.
Helpless-
In fact, we asked for not this.
But Helpless, good song.
Good song. We don't want to hear it acoustic.
New wave of British heavy metal. Then definitely not. Then, speaking of BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive Away From Home cover. Live debut. And I listened to
Wonderful.
it and it's not bad. Good cover.
Okay, great. I don't need. Nobody asked for that.
Then two more songs, originals, backed by Sister Strings, which is a duo that plays cello and violin, electric cello and violin. If Darkness Had a Sun Unplugged, gotta be honest.
Would love to hear that.
It works. It's fucking great. And finally, the audience did the If Darkness Had a Sun, Here I Am. They did the thing I've been talking about for 2 years. A year and a half at least. And
Keefy,
then-
knowing how to fan.
That's it. I know how to fan, God damn it. And then Nothing Else Matters. Don't need it, but, people love it.
It'd be like hearing Forever Unplugged.
I never need to hear this thing again, but fine, I get it. My friend got married to this song. It was their wedding march. I understand why. As played by...
Do you see my face? You see the face I'm
You
making?
don't like this. I'm going to have a sip of this whiskey. Fuck me.
I love the song, but I would not. I don't know, man. That is not the. For us, our wedding song was The Luckiest, which is about how happy we were that we found each other.
I'll allow it.
Played
Electric
on the
Set.
piano.
Electric Set. Are you ready?
Wait, that was the whole acoustic set?
That's the whole acoustic set. 5 songs. These things are never long. They're like an hour tops, an hour and a half tops.
Fair enough.
Song number 6, first song, Electric Orion.
Retire that for a while. Make us miss it.
Number 7, The Shortest Straw.
Whoa! Coming out with all guns.
Right. Number 8, Until It Sleeps.
Make us miss that one too.
Number 9, Screaming Suicide.
Okay, good. Good.
Are You Sitting Down?
I'm sitting down.
Are You Holding Your Horses?
Is it the Four Horsemen?
It isn't. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Song number 10, The Unforgiven 2.
Why?
Because people love this song.
They do?
Yeah, I do. First performance since September 16, 2015.
Well, because you know what? If you're not going to do all three, just don't even take it out.
Then for song 11,
I want 45 minutes of Unforgivens.
Where's Unforgiven 4? For song 11, next album. For song 11, if we even get one. For song 11, they played a new arrangement of Fuel that sounds very Alice in Chainsy. It's been referred to as the swampy version.
No.
Piano and acoustic guitar as well.
No.
Okay.
No, Fuel is the best song on that record. To do this to it makes it not the best song on the record.
I think The Memory Remains is the best song on that record, but that's me.
Good song. Very good song.
Number 12, with a surprise guest, 2 bass players on this track, Hit the Lights with Jeff Ament of Pearl Jam. I don't need 2 bassists on that song, but kind of fun. Fun to see Jeff Ament with the bass up this high doing like...
I don't need 2 bassists on any Metallica Kill 'Em All song.
Pretty much. Well, maybe. And then finally, guess what they close with?
Am I Evil?
They did not.
Hit the Lights.
That's also wrong.
Oh,
They just did Hit the Lights. What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What do you think they closed with?
I actually forgot my address today. Like, literally forgot it.
Don is not here to blame today. You can't blame Don.
No, this is all Nick. This is all my personal
They
incompetence.
closed with Master of Puppets. They
Ah.
closed with Master of Puppets. But again, it's a charity show. People paid
Make us miss
thousands
it.
of dollars to go to
Make
this.
us miss it.
There's
Go
a
back
lot
to
of
the
other
half
songs
version.
they never play, that like Fixer, that I would like, And speaking of Fixer, this week, yesterday and tomorrow, is the 3-year anniversary of the 40th anniversary concerts in San Francisco that I attended.
I thought you
That
were going to say
include-
something about Nikki Sixer.
That included Fixer. Stop bringing up Motley Crue. I hate them. Shut up. God, you are annoying. Fuck that band. Stop worshiping them. They suck.
don't
You're
worship
encouraging
them.
them to keep doing stuff. Hate them a little more, and they'll go away. That's how you treat a woman. That's how you treat Motley Crue.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm just going to go there sometimes. Anywho, that's the Metallica news. There's some other news I could talk about, but like it's uninteresting. Maybe Slipknot's going to release their long lost record for the umpteenth time. They've talked about it. Hasn't come out. God forbid played 3 more reunion shows this weekend, and they were asked in a couple of interviews about maybe making new music. We'll see. They are all busy guys, 2 with kids, living all over the country, but maybe we'll get some new God forbid. We are getting new Shadows Fall next year because they already dropped a new single. That's awesome. I hope you listen to it. And that's the news as far as I'm concerned, unless you have anything else.
I have nothing else, and we are getting messages from the past.
Oh?
I don't want to talk about it. No, I have no more news, so I'm going to go on to my shirt check, and then I will allow you to shirt check, and I will not cut off your shirt check. My shirt this week is Gritty on the Liberty Bell, because there's nothing more Philly than Gritty. He actually got arrested for punching a kid at a birthday party.
That's amazing. If you're gonna bring up the Flyers, stop insulting me by calling me an Islanders fan. This shit sucks.
I didn't bring up the Flyers. I brought up Gritty.
Gritty is synonymous with the Flyers. He's their mascot.
Not in my world.
Okay, fine. He just exists in your fever dreams.
In my fever dreams, he is the mayor of Philadelphia.
I'm having fever dreams about Anne Hathaway's boobs, and you're having fever dreams about Gritty. Anyway, I am wearing, speaking of Lord of the Rings and disappointment, the Nazgul Polo team official shirt, the Ring Reds of Minas Morgul.
My brain is so broken. I was trying to figure out how that worked. Because, like, the horses didn't like the water.
That's true. It is kind of a little dense, but
my brain went to, it must be Nazgul water polo. Because what other kind of polo is there? Oh, yeah, there's the kind that isn't that. That's like the real thing on horses. I'm losing it today.
Mayhaps. So shirt checks. On to the meat of the episode. Do you care to talk about the year in the world, 1989, or have we done it before and you don't want to?
We've probably done it. I will.
Yeah, we definitely did an Exodus 1989. We did a Motley Crue 1989.
Yeah, a couple. I'm just gonna run down a few things because I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the actual world itself. I want to talk about the state of music at this time.
Oh, I have the list if you want it.
I want the list, but I just want to. At this time, we are at a vergence in the Force. Guns N' Roses.
May I Yoda this motherfucker? A vergence, you say?
Centered around a person. So
you must speak about the prophecy of the one. He didn't talk that way, and I love actually like that's the
no, the best
He's
line
the
was
traitor. It's the only movie that Sam Jack doesn't do that Sam Jack thing until the very end, and I respect him immensely for it.
The best line he had in the whole trilogy was, "I do not believe the Sith could have returned without us knowing."
And that's the triple truth, Ruth.
I mean, I just picture him, touching his nerd glasses, doing one of these tappas,
He was like, "I'll do the movie." As long
we
as I
didn't
get a
land on the Kessel Spice Mines. The Kessel Spice Mines landed on us.
Yeah, I'm glad those sand people died, and I hope they burn in hell.
Okay, that's very offensive. We are very offensive.
I don't think so. I love that movie, and I love him.
I do too. I love
that movie for the right reasons. Not that that shit like that happened. That's horrible. But like, yeah.
Wait. What are we talking?
Continue. 1989.
So we are at the tail end of hair metal. It's going out like Ole Anderson said, when that plow horse is ready to die, his eyes fire up one more time and it has one big run. And this is the big hair metal run. Keefy's most hated band, Motley Crue, drops their best record. A Bob Rock produced masterpiece. Dr. Feelgood. But Bon Jovi is still riding high on New Jersey, which I believe came out in 1988. And you also have the greatest hair band of all time for 18 months, Poison, releasing the last album that anybody needs to hear by them, Flesh and Blood. And then on top of that, you have Metallica, who's now on their very first headlining arena tour. Metallica is so significant in the world of metal for reasons I don't think are really talked about very much. Iron Maiden, whom we love dearly, who's also falling into darkness here. They're about to make No Prayer for the Dying, and there's no prayer for that record past that first track. But Iron Maiden is far more commercial than Metallica was in 1986. For Bruce Dickinson's vocal style was so melodic, it's almost not metal. Ozzy Osbourne, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, this is what the average person is thinking of as metal at this time. And that's where we find ourselves. We find ourselves at the vergence of hair metal, grunge, and extreme metal. Up until this point, extreme metal didn't really exist. You had Death, you had Master, and they were just kind of pulling themselves out of the muck. The record we're going to talk about today, Obituary Slowly We Rot, isn't prototypical death metal. It isn't even prototypical Tampa Bay death metal. It's proto-death metal. So just think about,
That's one
as
way
we're
of
talking,
looking at it. I don't know.
it's the right way. It's my way. I know I'm right. I'm talking. So think about just how different this movement rising out of the Southeast is. So different from everything else around it. And that is the year in review.
All right. Would you like to do the albums rundown as we've been prone to do?
Yes, please.
I have two lists. I have kind of a general list with some mixed in things, and I have an actual just metal list. But I'm going to do a little mix of both.
Okay.
And yay or nay, do you have these? If something sucks, you can just be like, sucks. Rules. We can just keep it brief.
I'm going to do sucks, rules, yes or no.
Okay. Record, we both have The Real Thing, Faith No More.
Yes.
In my personal record Hall of Fame, and yes, I have it.
Amazing.
Played at my prom a year later, Pretty Hate Machine, 9 Inch Nails.
Sucks.
Rules. What the fuck is wrong with
Sucks.
you? Aerosmith, Pump. Pretty great.
Yes. Got it. I got a repress.
Alice Cooper, Trash.
No, wanted though.
It's okay.
Not great.
Dr.
Cooper record is great.
Dr. Feelgood, personally blame them for the Black Album drum sound.
Yes, got that. Great record.
Mother's Milk Chili Peppers, I broke
Got
the
it.
tape
Great
playing it
record.
too much in high school. And I just listened to it last night, actually. Not Dr. Doolittle. Doolittle, Pixies, great album. You probably don't have it. I have it.
Do not have that.
Sonic Temple, The Cult.
Nope.
I have it. Bleach, Nirvana. I have it.
Nope.
Full Moon Fever, Tom Petty.
God, I want that record so
One of the
fucking
laziest album covers of all time. Looks like a poster they made.
terrible. It's a terrible cover.
Self-titled Skid Row album.
Has that got 18 in Life?
I believe it's their debut.
I got that one.
Flying in a Blue Dream, Joe Satriani.
Nope. I don't have any such.
Disintegration by The Cure.
Nope.
Surprising you don't have that one because you're very fucking emo. The Miracle by Queen.
No, but that's actually a pretty good record.
It is a pretty good record. End of Innocence, Don Henley. Not a bad record.
Nope.
Louder Than Fucking Love by Soundgarden. I have it. Rush Presto. I have it, and I saw the tour. Bonnie Raitt, Nick of Time. Great fucking record.
Nope.
Kate Bush, The Sensual World. Probably her second best record.
Nope.
Seeds of Love, Tears for Fears. Great record.
Nope.
If you like the Beatles. Basically the Beatles by Tears for Fears. Cocked and Loaded by LA Guns.
Nope. I don't know. I've actually never really heard any LA Guns.
Oh, maybe
I should.
Maybe a series. Twice Shy, Great White.
Nope.
Like a Prayer, Madonna.
Yes.
I just did Live to Tell by Madonna at karaoke.
Wait. Like a Prayer.
Like a Prayer.
No.
You just saw the Deadpool. You definitely know the album.
No, I know it. I was wrong because we have True Blue.
Yeah, great album, Terrible Person, Journeyman, Eric Clapton.
Nope.
Great album, Great Person, Stormfront, Billy Joel.
Yes.
Love that shit.
OG Press.
Paul's Boutique, Beastie Boys.
Hell yes.
Voivod Nothing Face, great, I have it.
Nope.
Let Love Rule, Lenny Kravitz, great, I have it.
Yes.
Gretchen Goes to Nebraska, King's X, I have it.
No.
Slip of the Tongue, Whitesnake.
No.
Great Radio Controversy, Tesla.
Nope.
Headless Cross, Black Sabbath.
Hell yes. On repress.
Yeah. Altars of Madness, Morbid Angel.
No.
Should get that though.
I only like Covenant.
That's the A record. I do love Covenant and Domination. No Control, Bad Religion. I have it. It's great.
Nope.
Let's see if there's a few more.
You forgot one.
I'm not done. Silence, knave. Interrupt sanctity of my album check. 1 second. I forgot a few.
You forgot the best record of the year.
I mean, I already said Faith No More, so that's the best record of the year.
That's second best.
It isn't. Y'all are crazy. You have crazy takes on things, buddy.
I'm just kidding. The one I'm thinking of is not the best record of the year. It's a good record, though. It's this artist's best record, though. Probably.
Maybe.
And I have an OG press of it.
Apparently, the biggest selling album of 1989 was Bobby Brown's "Don't Be Cruel." OMG.
What, like the humping around guy?
It's my prerogative. I do what I want to do.
God, that ushered in an era of terrible music just like that.
I mean, I guess if you put yourself back in that year,
I did live through it.
I don't know. It wasn't the worst thing. There are worse things. Sepultura, Beneath the Remains.
Do not have it. Good album.
Gutter Ballad, Sabotage.
Nope.
Street Cleaner, Godflesh.
Nope.
Years of Decay, Overkill, arguably the best metal record that year.
Nope.
Blessing in Disguise, Metal Church, fair to middling.
Nope.
Headless Children by Wasp, no thank you.
Nope. I mean, no. I don't need any Wasp records, really.
You really don't. Practice What You Preach, Testament, I have it.
Nope. I have some, but I don't have that one.
Conspiracy, King Diamond.
No, I have the Eye.
Today's record, Slow We Rot, of course.
Kind of.
Agent Orange by Sodom.
Nope.
This is probably the one you were referring to. Symphonies of Sickness by
Nope.
Carcass. No, Sean.
No. And I don't have that.
World Downfall by Terrorizer.
Nope.
Extreme Aggression by Creator, their last good record for a very long
Nope.
time. Severed Survival by Autopsy, excellent. Don't have it. Handle with Care, Nuclear Assault, I have it. Alice in Hell Annihilator, I have it.
Nope.
I just assume you don't have any of these. Realm of fucking Chaos, Bolt Thrower.
Nope. I don't like Bolt Thrower.
Something's wrong with you.
I think Bolt Thrower is one of those bands you had to be there when they hit,
Yeah,
or you don't
well,
get it now.
No More Color Corner, underrated band. Tales of Creation, Candlemass.
Nope.
Danger, Danger, self-titled, Jesus.
Nope.
Control and Resistance, Watchtower. This is an underrated band.
We were close to the right spot in the alphabet.
Okay.
Then we jumped
Perfect Symmetry, Fate's Warning.
Nope.
Piece of Time, Atheist.
Nope.
Dreamweaver by Sabat.
Nope.
Underrated band. When Dream and Day Unite, Dream Theater, their debut.
Nope.
I don't know what the fuck album you're talking about then. You better lay it on me.
Trouble Walking.
Oh, fuck off, man.
By
Like, again.
Ace goddamn
You are
Frehley.
Nick Cameron, single-handedly keeping Ace Frehley's career and Motley Crue's career alive. Like, come on. Gives a fuck about Trouble Walking. Fuck that guy.
That's a good record.
Here you go. Origins 3 already in progress. Fuck
yeah, I
off.
know. I didn't mention it for a reason.
Well, you already conjured the demon, so now we have to go all the way into the fucking pit of hell.
Do we have to?
Did you ever see the terrible, not Taking Lives? That movie sucks also. I fucking, ugh. What's the Dean Koontz movie where the son does a ritual satanic sacrifice and kills himself, and then the father is haunted by the spirit of his evil dead son?
I don't know. I'm making my turtle face.
It's so bad. I love Dean Koontz. Like, Dean Koontz's books are awesome. Then they get translated to movies, and some shit gets lost completely in translation. Anyway, That's the year, a very fertile year for rock, metal, and Bobby Brown apparently to sell records in 1989. Before we do the track by track, any thoughts on this record? It came out on Roadrunner, produced by Scott Burns, who produced everybody back then, right? He was the go-to guy for Death and Obituary and Sepultura and Cannibal Corpse.
Morbid Angel, I mean, everybody.
Angel, Monstrosity, Deicide, every single record. There's a book out by Scott Burns that came out.
Is there?
That came out.
He's the guy that figured out how to record blast beats.
And have them sound good.
Right. And like if
while
you
still
listen
keeping
to
the rest of it pretty lo-fi, actually.
Right. If you listen to the blast beats on this record, they are there. And they sound like low-grade farting.
Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about why.
It's like going back to like The Oath by Kiss from Music from the Elder. That was the first Kiss song that had a double bass beat.
Yeah, this is... Yeah, technically...
But I never noticed it because they couldn't record it.
Technically, yeah. Well, it's interesting. After this record, they exclusively tuned down. This was the first record, the only record they did in standard tuning. And it's all Fender Strats, apparently, which is hilarious.
That's amazing because it has the classic Obituary sound.
Yeah, it does. It kind of sounds... It almost kind of sounds like... Marshalls and Les Pauls. So it's that good a job recording. All right. I guess there's not much there. Let's do the track by track.
Well, there's a little bit of prehistory here.
All right, I'll let you.
They started off as Executioner in 1984, so they were around for a while. The best part is they decided to get really metal and drop the E.
Right, they were Executioner EX, and then they became Executioner, yeah.
And they actually...
I think there was another band that was called... They found out another band had the copyright.
They made reference to that years later in an album called The Executioner Returns. So, good on them for that. Of course, they go through their standard lineup business and all that kind of stuff. And in 1989, they get to make an album. And that's where we find ourselves now, looking at one of the very first death metal records. Obviously, Death was first. Master was ahead of this. Master might not have had any records out yet. And then you also had Putrid Awful, and you had Carcass, as you mentioned, Symphonies of Sickness, which I believe was Carcass's second record. Is that correct? I believe that was their second.
Seems so, and then also Carcass and Napalm Death are basically strictly grindcore bands at this point, and not true death metal. But I love I consider grindcore just another way of death, just faster death metal. But like, people are like, it's not true. Like,
it's a different genre. I will die on this hill.
It isn't today. It was then.
It isn't now.
I don't think so. And both Carcass and Napalm Death are more classic death metal bands now than any grindcore at all.
Yeah, I mean, once Carcass got to their third record, the whole world changed for them because they went, oh, we can play riffs instead of
we
Bill
write whole songs, and we don't have to.
We can actually, we can write whole songs, and we can also write lyrics that Jeff did not find in an autopsy report. Yeah. The first couple of Carcass records, all the lyrics were...
You grow, you change, you evolve.
You find other books to steal from.
You find other books that are interesting. The Book of the Dead, for example.
What, Necronomicon by H.P. Lovecraft?
Yeah, Slowly We Rot. Classic album cover. Classic Obituary logo right out of the bait. They have never changed this logo except for the blood or something. Like, it's basically the same logo for 36 years.
The thing about Obituary that's so amazing is how quickly they found themselves. When I say Covenant is my favorite Morbid Angel album, that was the only album from them that I felt where they really found themselves. I think that was where they got the most out of their... Because I used to have Blessed or the Sick, or whatever that one is called. And that sounded like kind of a muddled mess to me. And then Covenant comes out next, and it's just perfection. Covenant is probably my absolute favorite classic death metal record.
No shit.
Yeah, I love that record. And I'm still mad at myself because I missed out on the last time they were here. They did a 30th anniversary of that.
Yeah, so Morbid Angel canceling that tour, there's problems in Paradise with them again. So I would say if you really want to hear those Morbid Angel songs, I just saw I Am Morbid and they were fantastic.
Who's in I Am Morbid?
It is David Vincent and Pete Sandoval, and
Pete-
then 2 other guys.
So it's David, Pete, and kids from the neighborhood.
Not kids from neighborhood, but like guys from veterans
It's
of
a
other
figure of speech.
veterans
Don't
of
take it
other
so
death metal
seriously.
bands. Well, I mean, like I consider kids from the neighborhood your pejorative for unknown people, and I don't.
Okay,
think
you
there
know what?
was
You know what? You're right.
randos
Okay,
you
fine.
picked up
You're
at
right.
the stickball game, and then your mom was giving you ice cream money, and she felt bad for these other 2 kids, and she gave them.
Yeah,
a
like you mean
buck
Dennis
to-
DeYoung's band.
Oh, stop. That's also true. And anybody John Anderson is playing with now, because fuck him.
Yeah, I saw the kids from the. I saw it literally as kids.
The kids.
It's like 20-year-olds. It's like, who the hell are these people?
So, 12 songs. They had demoed this whole record, basically. These guys were fastidious musicians for young guys in a genre not considered to be yet so, oh my god, this is the highest musicianship possible. Like, it wasn't there yet, nerds.
Yeah, we're not to the point where death metal guys refer to their music as jazz, which I have seen them do.
Yes. Paul Masvidal, I'm looking at you. But he actually is a jazz and flamenco.
I mean,
classical
in
guitar
fairness, some of
master.
these death metal guys are.
We should do Cynic. I love them so much. All right. Can we get into this record? You ready?
Yeah, let's go ahead and before we get into the actual
Band-Aid
record
off.
itself, I just want to say one thing. It's 35 minutes long. Death metal records should not be longer than 35 minutes.
I guess.
It's you unless you've got multiple deliveries. The vocal's great after 35 minutes, and it goes.
There's the majority of people like death metal because it's brutal. The singing is like literally a broken vacuum cleaner, a broken garbage disposal, trying to grind up rocks.
Unless it's the kind where they're coughing up blood.
And lyrics.
I don't even need that one.
And lyrics, just horrible, cartoonish horror movie lyrics. That's
Yeah, I mean,
people do not like death metal for the reasons you and I like death metal.
Right. Death metal is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre of music.
Yeah, I looked down on before I knew what I was doing, before I knew what I was hearing. I was like, yeah, death metal. I don't think so. And then my friend in high school, who was the first drummer I ever played with, played me Cannibal Corpse and played me Obituary and played me, Altars of Madness by Morbid Angel, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize it was good. It could be good. I didn't think it was good. I thought it was just garbage.
I remember my friend, the same friend of mine who introduced me to Eazy-E. The next time we hung out, this was after I had moved, and he lived in the country in Missouri, so I only saw him like once every other year, basically. And I remember he's like, "Yeah, I'm listening to Cannibal Corpse now." This is like 1989, and it didn't stick. I didn't really remember it, but I remember he told me they had a song called "Fucked with a Knife." Or Fucked by a Knife. And I'm like, what the hell? Tom, what the hell is wrong with you? Why do you want to listen to that? I don't know if he ever played it for him, if I ever heard it, but this is the same guy that introduced me to Exodus and Anthrax, I should mention. But it wasn't until 1992 that I really heard death metal. I believe it was Carcass. An old friend of mine, Will, he introduced me to Carcass. He introduced me to those guys. And then that was when Headbangers Ball was really good. That like 18-month period when they were playing Morbid Angel and Deicide and all the underground metal shows that were going on. There was a 6-hour metal show that I listened to on 89.9 WLCA, Lewis and Clark Community College Public Radio. They had a 6-hour show called The Mosh. I would like play Legend of Zelda and Castlevania and just and call in and ask them to play Dirty Black Summer by Danzig or Bread Fan by Metallica. So being that I am living in, flyover country, I feel like I got death metal pretty early, since it's really only a thing for about 2 years before I really glom onto it and enjoy it. I do remember watching an expose on it on like one of those trash television shows, one of those trash news programs. They were like, what are these vocals? They just want to get in there and get in the mosh, and they say they're happy. But are they? Dun, dun, dun.
I like the one where, like, Joanne's son Mark is becoming a punk. We have to talk about this.
Oh, God.
Amazing. What a crazy country we have. This is where we draw the fucking line at decency. music and spiked hair and fucking.
You know, Lawyer Wife
eating
once
back
asked
to life
me.
shirts. I agree that they're meant to be shocking. If you're shocked, it's meant to shock you. It worked. You're a dunce.
Years ago, Lawyer Wife once said to me, "I don't understand. You are an empathetic, sincere, compassionate person." I think I might be exaggerating.
She might be rethinking her choices.
I may be exaggerating the superlatives I'm throwing out now. She's like, but this did happen. I don't understand how you can listen to songs about murder and killing and just blood and gore and crime. And I looked over at her and I said, huh, you're a very compassionate, empathic person. I don't understand how you can watch Law and Order, a show about murder and violence and crime. And she just looked at me. Huh, fair point. And never brought it up again.
Alrighty. Nick is stalling because I think he doesn't like this record is what we're
I do like the record.
I don't think so. I don't think you like it as much as me. And I don't think I like it as much as other people. But anyway. We're gonna do it now.
It's not my favorite. I'll say that.
Well, I feel like one of us did the homework and the other one
I did. I listened to it 6 times.
6 times. I don't believe you.
Maybe 4.
I think Don has showed us the way. We should take better notes, do better in 2025, care more. Care more. I want you to care more.
I care hard. I care long and I care hard.
The album Slowly We Rot, which was released sometime in 89.
March 89.
March 89. Doesn't really, unsure.
Did we say where it was recorded?
Yeah, Morrisound. You talked about Scott Burns and Morrisound.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Kicks off with Internal Bleeding, still a classic, still in the set list to this day.
You know, when you can drop your first track and have it in the set list 35 years later, all right, you're coming out of the gate hot. This is a good song, and it's Obituary's different because they don't have that kind of riffing of Deicide or Cannibal Corpse. They've got this like sludge stuff going on, and what's so amazing. Of course, you have the Tardy Boys, you know, singing in on the drums, and everybody else has changed. And yet, they can still maintain that identity and that sound, which is pretty damn amazing.
Yeah, Alan West is on this record, and he ends up coming back in a few times, and he's, you know, crucial to their lead guitar sound, to their sound, to the lead guitar sound of death metal. I think it's very fair to say Alan West is one of the top 5 lead guitarists ever in death metal. And that's really a huge accomplishment, considering everybody else that's in the genre. My favorite moment of Internal Bleeding is like about a minute and a half into the song. So it's got like an intro, and then the fast part comes in. And fast for Obituary, like you just kind of alluded to, is not fast like Deicide and not fast like Cannibal Corpse. It's mid-tempo fast. And I love it, because it's like their shit grooves, which is the thing that I think makes Obituary special. They have more groove than anybody else, except maybe early Suffocation. And there's a moment in the first third of the song where the song kind of comes to a stop, and John goes, "Guitars!"
Yeah, what the hell was that?
Solo, he did like a Paul Stanley, "Gaze for Feely, guitar!" Like that's what he did, except guitar!
I'm on cocaine!
Oh, I mean, they were probably on cocaine. I hope not, but they probably were. I mean, anyway.
They were not on. If they were on cocaine, these guys must have been fucking zombies.
Let's play a game. For every band name that came off of this track listing, let's take a drink. Oh, fuck.
No.
Internal Bleeding is one of them. Great band from Long Island. Next song, Godly Beings. A svelte under 2 minutes.
How many bands name themselves after this one? Got to be at least 50.
Not that many.
What I really love about... I'm going to double up on the groove and the speed. There is a song, and I forget which one it is, and as I'm looking at the track listing, I may have actually listened to this damn thing on shuffle. Still sounded good, though.
I would never admit that in all my life. But anyway, okay. I thought you listened to this on vinyl. You have all the records.
No, I don't have it. You wouldn't let me because I don't have the studio.
I wouldn't let you.
I have I said, can I listen to Slowly We Rot Live Infection for this? And you said no. So I had to use my fucking iPhone.
A petulant child. Anyway. Azrael, you are a fucking child. Anyway, listen. I'm a fucking demon. Anyway. Dogma's coming soon, motherfucker. We're gonna watch that shit on this show. Watch. Anyway,
Can I finish?
Godly
Can I
Beings,
finish?
good song. No, do you need to finish? Go ahead.
I do.
All right.
I'm like I'm ready to go. I'm ready for the money shot. I gotta
Edge
finish the thought.
everybody. This is what I'm not an edge
So
lord, but I like to edge people.
there's like a moment in this album where it goes from like the Black Sabbath, like slow to fast, and I'm like listening to it going, wow, I bet this is really hard to play that fast, and it's like literally like 150 beats a minute, but everything else is like 20, which just goes to show you kids, dynamics can hide a lot and make you sound great.
Well, kind of alluding to what I said before, I think like they had an innate sense of they knew they wanted to have a different language of dynamics and music making than all their peers. How do we be different? We want to be things that are similar. We want to be different. And I think Obituary also has something the other bands don't have that I think Godly Beings and Till Death, the next track, also has a band name named Till Death, shows that they are lovers of thrash and they're not ashamed to be thrash fans. Early Death was basically thrash with death metal vocals, and not great ones, but I do love the songs. And then I think that there's like because of Alan, I think there's a thrash kind of vibe here that goes through the band. And I mean, we didn't talk enough about Trevor. Trevor is incredible, right?
Everybody on this record is incredible.
Yeah, pretty much. Trevor's incredible. And he was the principal songwriter for most of these anyway, him, John, and Alan, and Donald. Anywho, Godly Beings, any thoughts?
What I love about this record is John Tardy wrote like about 58 words. 58
Guitars!
words. He's got 58 words, and that's enough for a record.
I mean, you don't have to be that verbose. It's not brain surgery. Maybe some of them are.
It is not rocket surgery. That is for damn
Deadly
sure.
Intentions might be about brain surgery. I don't know, but okay. Till Death, also a banger of a song. Very groovy, very fast sometimes. Not too many words, not too many verses, and not too many repeated verses. I think that's why it's such a short record.
It's not like a
verse, chorus, verse, out. That's it. A lot of these things.
It's almost grindcore. This album is almost like the first couple Carcass records, except slowed down and really good.
If it's slowed down, it can't be grindcore by definition, but okay. And you just said that death metal and grindcore are not the same genre.
I know. I said it.
Almost.
I said this isn't death metal, too.
I disagree. The classic title track, Slowly We Rot, is next.
I think the only words in this song are "Slowly We Rot." I think there's nothing else to it.
It's a pretty perfect death metal song, right? Like,
it is, and it's a perfect death metal song. And John Tardy has perfect death metal hair.
And Donald Tardy has perfect death metal double bass drumming.
Yes, he does. Unfortunately, we can't hear it on this record.
It's cannot hear it on this record. I don't know why that is, because already other records that were recorded around the same time do have better drum. Maybe they didn't spend the time tracking. I mean, this was recorded and released in the same month.
No, it wasn't.
I think it was.
It was recorded in 98 to 99.
88 to 89. Yeah. But it doesn't seem like they spent enough time on getting the drum sound right or something. Or maybe it's the mix, or they recorded it once and that was it. They were debut album. We're not going to give this guy 10 takes on the drums. You know, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
what is done is great.
What was the label again?
It's Roadrunner.
Roadrunner.
They invested.
Well, I mean, Roadrunner in 1989 isn't exactly popping bottles.
Not yet.
Of cocaine.
Not yet. Okay. Cocaine. Another band title song, Immortal Visions, 2:25, very short.
I have reviewed all of these bands.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry. The problem I'm getting into at this point in the record is I like it. I enjoy it. I listened to it digitally. I had a CD box set of the Roadrunner years. I had a bunch of the Roadrunner CD box sets back in my CD days. And there, at no point am I going, oh, this sucks. I want to get through this. But it reminds me a lot of the last Black Sabbath album with Dio, the Heaven and Hell album. Man, it sounds the same. It's a very much a set it and forget it record. And when I say this is like really slow grindcore, it sounds like it's one super long song. It's short structures, sounds just like movements in the same song.
Fair enough. I'm not sure.
Did you say not true or did you say true?
I'm not sure that I agree. Number 6, also named for a band from Louisville, Kentucky, with a hardcore vocalist and death metal classic OSDM obituary worship, Gates to Hell. Maybe one of my top 5 songs on this whole record. I love this fucking song. It's brutal. It's groovy. It's got like the swampy obituary sound. It's different than every other band sounds. Again, Deicide sounds like Deicide. Cannibal Corpse sounds like Cannibal Corpse. And Gates to Hell is a pinnacle obituary song to me.
Yep. The difference is Morbid Angel, Deicide, and Cannibal Corpse all sound like they belong there. Whereas, maybe I'm stating the obvious, but Obituary just sounds like the redneck cousin.
I mean, that's their brand, the redneck cousin of the rednecks. I mean, I think Obituary is the band that did not relocate to Tampa, right? They're from Florida.
Yeah, they're from Florida.
They're actually Floridians. They're like the first band that is Floridians.
Yeah,
not Buffalo moved to Florida.
Right. Death was from Chicago, right?
No. I think Chuck is from Kansas, technically, and the other guys are from different places.
You know what? Kansas, Chicago, same fucking thing. I said what I said, Midwest.
Sir.
I know.
Sir. Sir. I'd like to see your manager. I need to report this man. Thank you.
I believe I don't know about
the fuck out on you about like literally can't possibly be Kansas. Cannot be.
I'm like, it's a joke.
You're
oh my
Illinois.
God.
I know, but just like you're so flippant, it's crazy. You miss your meds today, Jesus. Anyway, I'm having a rough day. I'm
trying to make you laugh.
You may be having a rougher day than me. I'm not sure.
What? No, I'm having a great day.
You thought the last episode with Don was terrible. I heard you say it twice on the podcast when I re-listened.
I did not.
This is terrible. It was a lot of cum talk. I think that's why.
Well, there was way too much cum and horn talk loud.
Here's what I think is one of the weakest songs on the album. I'll probably get derided for it, but Words of Evil, never liked it. Never liked it.
You know what I like best about these songs?
They're short.
They stopped writing songs about them like these.
Well, I guess.
I mean, I want death metal to not be phantasmagorical, right? If you're going to try to paint me these pictures of Gates of Hell, Words of Evil, I need to understand what the fuck you're saying.
Well, you picked the wrong genre, bud.
Right, it doesn't matter what they're saying.
Evil never, flipped the record, never resonated with me. I don't know. On the other hand, Suffocation, which one of my
is there a band
bands,
named after that one?
One of my favorite bands is named for this song, Suffocation.
Well, you should mention them sometimes.
I should mention them all the time. They're from, guess where? What state are they from?
New Jersey.
No.
Connecticut.
Guyland, New York.
Are they from Great Neck?
Guyland, New York. They're not from Great Neck. They might be, actually. Suffocation is a pretty good song.
That's Great Neck is the only thing in Long Island I know.
Nassau Coliseum. Anyway,
I don't know what.
Did the Blues beat the Rangers this week? Those motherfuckers.
Yes, they did.
Rangers
twice.
are imploding, right? They started off hot, and now they're having fucking Yankees turmoil and injuries and assholery and Jesus.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, the Blues got pasted by who was it last night? No, they got pasted by Jersey.
That happens. The 9th song on the album is Intoxicated, and it is entirely a minute and 40 seconds way too long.
You want to? Wow. Yeah, it's 440. I don't need 440.
I don't need a 440 song out of all these songs.
I don't need a 440 song out of Obituary.
Now I would take one, not then.
Obituary is great at 3:30.
They really are like a 3-minute band. They're literally 4 pumps and a titty lick. That's all they can do. I said what I said. They all fuck missionary style. I'm just guessing. Anyway.
You know what? You know what? Nope. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking.
Another band name song, Deadly Intentions, is a much better 2-minute and 9-second track.
There you go.
And then
again,
I'm
going to quote The Rock here. Know your role, shut your hole. Sure. Unless you're John Tardy, then just let it go for the 18 words you wrote for that side of the record.
Another band song title, number 11, Bloodsoaked.
Bloodsoaked. They did a great thing years and years and years ago. They had a GoFundMe that if they got a GoFundMe for half of their record, after 6 months, the label would give them their masters so they could be downloaded for free.
Right. This is actually a pretty good song. This is a good song, but this is definitely the soft underbelly of the record, to quote Nick podcast Camry.
Yeah. The next song is Stinkapus.
I never understood this track. Like, is this a pejorative? Is this a... They didn't have a name for it. This is the demo name ended up being the permanent name, and they think it's funny.
Did they have too many bush lights that day?
Is it like the spaghetti incident? It's an inside joke no one else gets because it's an inside joke.
Do you know what the spaghetti incident is?
I do. I don't want to talk about it right now. I'm gonna eat.
Fair enough.
Please don't make me talk about it.
Just asking if you knew.
It's a pretty good record. It's a B to me. It's an 8 of 10. It's a B. It's an excellent debut. They're still playing more than half of this record live.
I know you hate it when I don't do full grades.
You can only do full grades. You're now part of Ghost Cult. You have to do full grades.
Wait, I'm part of Ghost Cult. Did anybody tell me?
Last week you're like, I'm taking Keefy's clout. I'm part of Ghost Cult now. I just absorbed you. It's fine.
I think I was drinking. I don't know if that qualifies.
I mean, what else can we do? Look at this shit. We're doing this shit. Why are we doing this?
Keefy's got like Santa Claus rosy cheeks.
You keep talking about Motley Crue and fucking Ace Frehley and the Islanders. Anyway.
I have not mentioned that team from New York today.
I are not. Well, they are technically from New York.
I have not even mentioned hockey once.
I did. We got beat by your guys. I'm sure. I figured you didn't even crow about it. I was surprised.
What am I going to crow? What am I going to... Okay,
my team sucks and we beat your team that sucks. Whee!
You know what? If we had then beaten the Rangers, that'd be like... Or if not the Rangers. If we'd beaten the Devils the next day, instead of shat the fucking bed, we go out to watch it, the Blues look like a 6U team playing across the ice, not even the full ice. They didn't know what to do yesterday.
So even if you're not like a super obsessive sports ball fan, right? You like soccer, and hockey, which is great. But like, okay, so you're not like... always watching sports, but you always know there's like an unwritten rule. When the road team overachieves and beats the team on the road, they always have a letdown game the next game.
No.
They rarely
They beat the Rangers at home.
Oh, I thought that was at New York. No? I'm out here. I don't have a fucking grasp of who's at
home. I thought it was... I don't know. I thought it was at home.
They went into New York and beat the Rangers, and then they went to New Jersey and lost.
I know... All I know is they beat the Rangers...
Soundly.
I think that was it was a home game.
Okay, fair enough.
Because they played Saturday, Sunday. They played the Rangers on Sunday, and they won Sunday. They lost Saturday.
Okay. Do you have any final thoughts on this album before you wrap it up and I take us home? Because I would say this is, of the debut albums of this era, it's pretty good, but it's not the best. And I think it's...
I'm going to disagree on that point.
We're going to do, I think this is technically, although it has the classic material, I think the next 3 records are progressively better and better recorded. Which is hard to say because, again, Morris Sound, Scott Burns, Alan West, Trevor Karras.
I would say that in terms of debut records, especially debut records of brand new genres of music, this is if you're going to rate it that way, it's 10 of 10. If you are going to rate it as, well, this album's 35 years ago, and how do I want to go back and think about it? I'd be hard-pressed to give it an 8 out of 10. But you know what? But I'd be hard-pressed to give it a 7 out of 10 as well. So I think I'd probably end up on the 8 just because of the classic era, because of the classicality of some of these tracks, Slowly We Rot, Internal Bleeding, stuff like that. But as a debut record, in a birthing genre, it's pretty high class. The fact that we're talking about, this is probably the first time, I cannot name another band. And I mean, I don't know how many series we've done, 40 series, 50 series at this point. I cannot name another band that has come out of the womb so fully formed as Obituary was. Do they improve and get better? Yes. Do they sound like the same guys, the same band now as they did then? Definitely. Would I rather listen to their later albums, especially next week's album? Yes, I would. But this is not a bad record. It's a good record. You should hope to make better music after your debut album, I would think. rather than how many times we've seen artists put out their best album on their debut. So.
Incidentally, do we want to start next week with the set list, or do you want to do a quick one right now?
We'll do a quick one now if you got it.
So I have two. I have them playing at Milwaukee Metal Fest 1989.
I didn't even know it was that old.
It's that old. And then which means they didn't get paid, but they played. And then they have like a New Year's Eve show. That's a headline show. Which one would you like?
Give me New Year's Eve.
All right, let's do that one.
Do the one they got paid for.
Oh, I'm sorry, not New Year's Eve. Halloween. But it's like a hometown.
Even better, Halloween is so metal. All the metal bands play.
And so basically, the record comes out in March. They're headlining, and they're already playing like half the songs from the next record that's not out yet live. Spoiler alert.
As you did back then.
As you did. And then so I think Alan West quits after a few months of touring with the guys like, fuck this. And they bring in James Murphy, who we know is fucking great. A shred master. He's incredible. So here's the set list from the Volley Club in Tampa, Florida. Halloween night, 1989. I was in high school. I don't know what the fuck I was doing in 1989.
Junior high.
Probably going to scary movies. Open with Chopped in Half. Not even out yet. Internal Bleeding. Stinkupus. Why? Why is this in the set list?
Why?
Gates to Hell. Already playing.
Well, you know what? If they had Chopped in Half, or if they had that, they would have had it in the studio, and they made a choice. We're gonna put Stinkupus and not Chopped in Half on this record.
Yeah, there are 3 classic songs in this show that are not out yet on a record. So just open with Chopped in Half, Internal Bleeding, Stinkupus, what the fuck, Gates to Hell, fuck yeah, Cause of Death.
Oh,
that's the title track from the next record.
Best
that is not out yet.
8-word song ever written.
Till Death.
It's like he like holds it for like
a long time.
A minute.
He's really good at it.
Yes, he is.
Till Death.
Mm-hmm.
Intoxicated. Mm-hmm. Blood Soaked. Next record, not bad. Find the Arise. No recollection.
That's a dumb title.
Stupid dumb. Suffocation. Stupid dumb. I'm stupid dumb. Anyway, hi, welcome to the Glacially Musical Podcast. I'm your host, Keefy Stupid Dumb. Intoxicated, Blood Soaked, Find the Arise, Horrible, Suffocation, yes, all the yes. Deadly Intentions, another one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Slowly We Rot, Words of Evil, I'm not sure why, and Godly Beings is the closer. A pretty great set list for a band that's been a band for less than 2 years with a record and a not second record out quite yet.
Yeah, but they had been together at that point in time for 5 years.
No covers, no filler, and I bet they played all 14 of these songs in about a straight whole hour.
How many death metal cover songs are there?
I mean, Death did Painkiller. Like, there's a lot.
Like on
there's
a record,
a lot of
though?
bands doing.
I mean, like on a record. They do it on a record.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to count Cannibal Corpse's Zero the Hero, which was phenomenal, by the way.
No way.
Yes,
Nobody wants to hear Chris Barnes cover anything. Come on, stop.
I want to hear Cannibal Corpse's Zero the Hero.
I'm going to send you to that Nile show because I want a completely unfiltered Chris Barnes review. I am not going to send another person to that tour. I'll send you to it. Maybe I can get somebody to take photos. We'll see.
I'm going to get blocked by Chris Barnes.
Oh, so, anyway, fuck that guy. Schmuck.
Well, by the time I go on my
what am I, a schmuck on wheels? Pay me. You want to? You're gonna tell Jimmy?
You're gonna tell Jimmy Conway to fuck off?
To fuck off? Go ahead. Here he is. All right. That's their set list. Pretty nasty. We got a better record next week to do, but I think it was a pretty great first record. I wouldn't quite say it's a 10 of 10 because of the genre stuff. I think it's still an 8 for me, but like it is a great record.
We're still the genre is still simmering.
Yeah, but I don't make excuses for that. Like a record is on its own qualities, and these extra intangible things only matter to me and you, and real music fans don't fucking think about that. They just like, I love fucking Obituary. I'm gonna hear this song live. I'm gonna put it on right now. Boy, that recording sucked, but I like by one of the best recording guys ever and the best studios ever, and all the other records.
The recording did. I mean, I feel like the recording was a choice.
Subpar.
I feel like it wasn't even rushed.
Maybe they didn't have the budget. Maybe it's like, we'll give you this much money to do the record, and they only had like 16 hours in the studio, and that was it, one take for everything.
They recorded tracks
never
1
know.
through 8 in 98, and then they recorded 9 to 12 in March.
Maybe we'll interview John and ask him someday. Omar cut this, interviewed both the Tardy brothers, and he did not ask these questions. He asked other questions.
I did an email interview to the Tardy brothers, and I did not get it back.
Oh, no, that sucks. All right. I guess it's my turn to take us home. Do you have anything else to add before we...
I have nothing else to say. I'll leave it at that.
All right, then, sir. You have been watching and listening to the Glacially Musical Podcast. I am your co-host, Ghost Cult Keefy of GhostCultMag.com. Glacially Musical is a Ghost Cult joint. You know the host is Nick Cameron. He's on all the things. We prefer Blue Sky now and Threads, but if you want, we're also still on X. Fuck that place, but we're there. And just a lot of horn talk last week, a lot of swearing this week. Obituary. What a relief to get actually good music and not have to listen to Foreigner perhaps ever again in my whole life. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. You can watch this on YouTube. We're really trying to boost those subs in 2025. So if you're new here and you liked any part of this, please consider subscribing. We don't ask for anything else. And on that note, you've been listening to the Glacially Musical Podcast. It does not play in Peoria, but eventually Obituary will.
Just for the record, even for all of its mild-mannered conservative background, Peoria's most famous landmark is Big Al's Strip Club.
Well, damn.